Today's movie has it all. A naked Linnea Quigley and chainsaws. I mean, can movies ever get any better than this? Welcome to Sick Flicks, where I take a deep dive into the cinematic sewer to help you embrace your inner gore geek. I'm Mike Bracken, aka the Horror Geek, and today we're tackling Fred Olen Ray's sexy cult classic B-movie, Hollywood Chainsaw. Released in 1988, this has all the things you'd expect in a Fred Olen Ray movie. Recycled sets, naked scream queens, and plenty of body parts. But can Fred and his team chop up enough hapless Johns to earn the coveted 5 barf bag rating? Let's get to the gore and find out. Oh, and before we get started, today's video is sponsored by patrons Ken Smiley, Victor Rosser, and Amanda Provost. If you'd like to help sponsor some videos and free me from the shackles of YouTube's tyranny, you'll find a link to my Patreon in the pinned comment and description below. Every dollar helps keep the show running when I'm hit with bogus copyright claims and community guidelines demonetizations.
Who knows? Maybe I'd get lucky and pay last month's rent.
But enough about that. You know what time it is. Let's get bloody. We fade in on some credits. AIP presents. Oh yeah, this is gonna be high quality. I mean, they gave us Jacko, so how could this possibly be bad? And here's another card. I'm not gonna call a title card foul here, but I've got my eye on you, movie. Also, look, you haven't lived until you've used a chainsaw while engaged in strenuous sex. Stop being a Puritan, movie. Next you'll be telling us no one should have strenuous sex while operating a jackhammer. The nanny state is out of control. With that out of the way, let's stop for a smoke break. I mean, we've earned it, right? I'll give Fred Olen Ray this. We're not even 2 minutes in, and we've already lived up to the title. We've got a chainsaw and a... And then it's off to the credits. Whoa, Gunnar Hansen in a chainsaw movie? What are the odds? And Linnea Quigley. I sure hope she showers in this movie. She's a dirty girl. Oh yeah, this title alone is probably gonna send Prudetube into a tizzy. Maybe we should call it Hollywood Chainsaw Escorts. Meanwhile, the UK release had to remove the word chainsaw. You goofy Brits. Here's Dawn Wildsmith, aka the ex-Mrs. Fred Olen Ray again. He really kept her busy. And Michelle McClellan, better known as Michelle Bauer. She and Quigley would reunite in Sorority Babes in the Slimeball Bolorama. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that I don't think Dookie Flyswatter is the name on his birth certificate. Fun fact, Dookie is the lead singer in the band Haunted Garage. I'm also gonna guess that Dr. S. Carver is a pseudonym too. I hear he has a practice with Dr. Francis B. Gross. Ah yes, the classic Fred Olen Ray passive aggressiveness. And directed by Fred Olen Ray. We last saw him behind the camera when we covered Alienator. We head into the movie proper and, oh boy, we're gonna get a lot of voiceover narration, aren't we?
Los Angeles, the city of the angels.
Look, Fred, this isn't Blade Runner. And here's a live look at me toiling away on this script. Honestly, this is probably Fred Olen Ray. He was literally writing scenes while they were filming, according to reports. And since nothing's really happening, let's just stop for some drinks. Hey, that sure doesn't look like J&B. Also, is it just me or does this bartender kind of look like a real-life version of Mo Sizlak? Fortunately, he's not drinking alone. He must have ordered a buttery finger.
Hell yeah.
No, not like that, you pervs. I mean, she's stirring his drink with her finger. I don't know if even alcohol is strong enough to kill all of the stuff that probably lives on a working girl's fingers, though. Either this is Gunnar Hansen or Wolfman Jack. It could go either way. Our Lady of the Evening is still trying to pick up her John, but I'm not sure this is the best approach.
What are you, a circus clown?
I mean, maybe she read the game and decided negging him was the way to go. Oh yeah, this dude is 100% live-action Mo. And wow, this lady is one long hell yeah joke.
You could tell me how they sink those big girders and all that wet cement.
I mean, I think my innuendo meter just broke. He's worried about the price, but she's ready to close the deal.
For big studs like you, I can arrange financing.
Look, I'm no financial advisor, but financing an evening with an escort is probably not a good way to use your credit. They take off and head over to the Motel Holiday Inn. A little hip-hop for you guys. Man, you know this place is sweet. They got a Velvet Elvis on the wall. Not that young Elvis, but the full-on white jumpsuit Elvis. The John doesn't seem too impressed, though.
Haven't seen anything like this since I left Okinawa.
Okay, that's random. This room is a lot of things. Japanese is not one of them. Man, she is really big on stirring drinks with her fingers, and that is skeeving me out. Anyway, she's gonna put on some mood music. I bet this is the Ghetto Boys, You Gotta Let a Hoe Be a Hoe. Fun fact, they shot this with an Elvis song, but since the licensing fee for the song was more than Fred Olen Ray wanted to pay, they used a different song. which is why her dancing doesn't match. I'd show you for educational purposes, but there's a lot of boobs here. And as you know, Prudetube hates boobs. At any rate, I'm not sure if he's turned on or trying not to fart. I mean, you make the call. I gotta say, I don't think this was the happy ending he was expecting. He definitely never saw that coming. Outside, Leatherface approves. And since that was pretty exciting, let's slow things down with more pointless voiceover narration.
My name's Jack Chandler. I find missing people, not pieces.
I wonder if that will tie into the chainsaw stuff. Then, just when you thought the voiceover couldn't get more boring, we shoot half this scene with a static shot of the parking lot. Very fancy. This guy's had enough. Listen, Fred, can we stop with the bullshit voiceover narration already? Then this happens.
Just what I need today. A private pick in my face.
Hell yeah.
No, not like that, you pervs. He means he's a private detective.
A typical runaway. Daddy bounces her on the wrong knee one too many times. She goes searching for a new daddy.
With writing like this, I'm really amazed this film wasn't up for a Best Screenplay Oscar. Then they bring in the prisoner. I'm no cop, but I'm pretty sure they don't chain you up around your neck in a standard prisoner transport. Wait a minute, is this Fran Drescher? I love that this movie is clearly set in the 1980s, but everyone talks like a hepcat beatnik from the 60s.
Escort this freak back to lockup.
Ooh, talk tough to me, Daddy. It turns me on.
Let's give her some snaps for this fine moment in horror film acting.
See you later, boy.
Don't bet on it.
All of this is interrupted by a call from Fred Olin Ray. Okay, guys, this isn't going anywhere. Wrap it up. In the next scene, these two doofs are trying to figure out what's in the box. My money's on Gwyneth Paltrow's head. And just to prove we're not going to let the crazy lady hog all the great moments in horror film acting, here's this gem.
Sir, there's something else in here, stuck to the bottom.
What is it? A matchbook.
Honestly, just two master thespians at the top of their game. You'll love to see it. From there, we get that most exciting of scenes, aimless driving with voiceover narration. But things take a turn for the better because, hey, they have hot Mark Twain inside. I'm just not sure if that means he's stripping or the main dish on the buffet. I don't want to alarm anyone, but I'm starting to suspect they forgot to turn on the audio recorder in all of this dude's scenes and he just had to ad-lib in post. And then he says this.
Being a dick is a 24-hour-a-day job.
Boy, truer words have never been spoken. Just look at my Twitter feed for proof. From there, we jump over to whatever this is. It's sort of like an early Thomas Dolby music video. Anyway, Discount Eugene Levy here has company. Hi, heard you were looking for a Hollywood chainsaw escort. Oh god, she's got a suitcase. Is she moving in? Then things escalate because he's fondling his wood.
Hell yeah.
No, not like that, you pervs. I mean, he's holding this baseball bat. He's gonna try the old I'm a photographer gambit, but I'm not sure why. You're paying for this, dude. She's already on board. This movie is barely 80 minutes long, and they still had to pad it out with the half-naked photo shoot with a baseball bat. Well played, Fred Olin Ray. Then she knocks him out. She was really laying the lumber. I can't show you that because boobs, but believe me, it looks like his evening of fun is about to be cut short. While she's inside going full tilt boogie on the dude, Gunnar Hansen is still in this movie. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forgot he was in this. Nice he's still hanging around. And now it's time for more voiceover narration.
While Herman's evening may have been cut short, mine was just getting started.
Which we immediately follow up with more boring driving. He's driving all right, driving me crazy with all this time wasting. I'm starting to think that Fred Olin Ray just had a brilliant idea to film scenes where naked women used chainsaws on helpless men and had no clue how to kill the other 70 minutes of this movie. Yeah, sure, fuck it. Let's take a smoke break too. I mean, this movie's done so much, it's totally earned a break. And we might as well stop for drinks. Just take your time, movie. Also, how's this kid in the bar? Hi, can I get you a Flamin' Mo? But before he can even finish his drink, the chainsaw lady from earlier shows up. Hey, is that a saw in your pocket or are you just happy to see me? They get a table and he's like, you really gotta try the Flamin' Mo. It's like 85% Robitussin. Jesus, listen to this dialogue.
Mercedes certainly seemed to have her engine racing.
Oh wait, it gets worse.
You could have knocked me over with a pubic hair.
Settle down, Clarence Thomas. Then he spots Linnea Quigley on stage. I wasn't sure it was her at first because she has clothes on, but trust me, you'll know it's really her in a few minutes. Our private dick then heads off to use the phone, which is fitting since he's basically phoned in his performance for this entire movie. And look, he was gone so long her Flamin' Mo burnt out. I love that Gunnar Hansen's entire performance thus far can be described as just stand here in shadowy close-up and look vaguely menacing. I mean, these are basically Gunnar Hansen establishing shots at this point.
I just love intelligent men.
Well, you're definitely sitting with the wrong dude, sister. Uh-oh, looks like she roofied him. Or he's a real lightweight. To be honest, that wouldn't surprise me at all. And really terrible city establishing shot here. Our hero eventually comes to in a strange bed. And I think we've all been here. He's ready to leave and run some errands, but he's all tied up. Literally. Yeah, definitely had that happen. Then there are suddenly 3 girls. I'm guessing they're going to be disappointed because I'm 99% sure Dickless Tracy here is incapable of satisfying 1 woman, let alone 3. But before things can get too steamy, Gunnar Hansen shows up to deliver the C block.
Well, I'm sure lucky you showed up when you did.
Apparently, Gunnar just likes to watch. You do you, Gunnar. I'm not here to kink shame. They get to talking about Chekhov's chainsaw on the nightstand, and Gunnar offers up this observation.
It's a very important part of our religion.
Yeah, didn't you see Texas Chainsaw 3? Saw's family. Then he gets philosophical.
The blade of the saw purifies the evil flesh and makes it holy.
Lance Henriksen, do you care to weigh in on this?
That's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard.
With the jibber-jabber over, the ladies are ready to get down to business. With the chainsaw. You could say they're taking some shortcuts. Unfortunately, they forgot to gas up, so they leave Sherlock homeless here with Linnea Quigley. Hey, how about an orgy? Yeah, this is basically the weirdest episode of Three's Company ever. Guessing he's feeling pretty naughty. You know, because he's tied up. After he's freed, they lock up, and by God, he hits her with the headbutt. Damn it, my JR still sucks. And that headbutt wasn't on par with Harley Race's diving headbutt, but it wasn't terrible. If you were hoping we'd follow this up with more random driving and voiceover, you're in luck. You know, for a movie with this much driving in it, you'd think it would eventually go somewhere. Then we ratchet up the tension even further with another phone call. Hey, Fred, it's me again. We gotta kill another 20 minutes. I could drive around aimlessly if that would help. Then he checks in on Linnea, who probably really just wants a shower because she's all sweaty and gross and it's in her contract. And back to driving. This is already a short movie, but if you took out all of the driving scenes, it would be about 15 minutes long. And I don't want to alarm anyone, but I think these guys got lost on the way to the plot. Oh wait, they may have found it. I mean, this sign doesn't seem suspicious at all. And don't look now, but I think Claudio Fragasso snuck onto the set, judging by this fog machine usage. They head inside and wander right into this jump scare. Naturally, they get captured, and now it looks like they wandered into Blood Feast. Oh look, he's all tied up again. And then Michelle Bauer is back. Looks like she brought I Can't Believe It's Not Amy Winehouse with her. Anyway, they grab Linnea, and either they're about to baste her or reanimate her. I can't be sure which yet. Then Gunnar shows up. Solid Slick Rick starter kit with that chain and medallion. Hey, wait a minute, did we just wander into an Alice Cooper concert? If this temple set looks familiar, it's because it was reportedly recycled from Vamp. And we've got groupies, so maybe we actually have wandered into an Alice Cooper concert. But before we can get underway, Aleister Crowley here needs to top off your car's oil. We've done a lot of driving in this movie. Then Gunnar's like, next, you must go forth and drain the radiator. Then we come to this film's most infamous scene.
The Virgin Dance of the Double Chainsaws!
And since Quigley is just wearing body paint, we're gonna have to be very careful with this footage because, say it with me, Prudetube hates boobs. If you're wondering about all this smoke, it's not Claudio Fragasso. It's the exhaust from the chainsaws. They didn't vent the set well. Director Fred Olem Ray was not a big fan of the chainsaw dance scene, but he ran out of money and needed to pad the runtime, so this was his solution. I gotta say, I think it works. With the dance done, they bring in our hero. Looks like he's about to get circumcised by the Marquis de Sade. Ah, crap. Who brought the Black & Decker? I needed the Husqvarna. Man, he's really yanking it.
Hell yeah.
No, not like that. I mean the chainsaw cord. Ah, wait, here's the problem. Forgot to choke it. Linnea's about to cut him down to size, but surprise, she cuts Gunnar down like he's a redwood. Timber! And now we get a chainsaw fight. It's no tiger on the beat, but it'll do, I guess. And Linnea's 2 for 2. You could say she's cutting it close.
Talk about cutting it close, huh?
Hey, I just made that joke. Knock it off. They escape eventually, and we know that because we get another city establishing shot. And here's me putting the finishing touches on this script. Then title card for a movie we never got. Fred Olem Ray says he'd only make a sequel to this film if someone paid for it up front. Seems unlikely now, but who knows. Plus, he got like 20 seconds of runtime padding out of that card. Win-win. So, what have we learned from Hollywood Chainsaw? Well, Now, for starters, if you have a really great title, you can make a mess of a movie and people will still flock to it. This one is a highly regarded cult flick, even though it's short, shamelessly padded, and kinda meanders all over the place. But it does deliver on the promise of the title. But enough about that. Can Fred Olen Ray chainsaw enough working girls to earn a coveted 5 barf bag rating? Let's go to the gore card! In terms of gross anatomy, this one is pretty middle of the road. We get multiple chainsaw murders, flying body parts, and Michelle Bauer getting eviscerated, but that's about it. The gore is charmingly low budget, but I wish there was more of it. Because of that, I can't give this one anything higher than a middle of the road 3 barf bag rating. It's a moderately sick flick. Looking for more of Linnea Quigley doing what she does best? Then be sure to check out my review of Witch Trap. You'll find a link here on the screen. I'll meet you over there. Until next time, I'm Mike Bracken, aka The Horror Geek, bringing you all the splatter that matters.